say, every day is for the thief, one day for the owner of the house. But ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, has reversed the role. It is now every day for the owner of the house. If you're involved in bribery, over-invoicing, or any shady deal, the day of reckoning has come. ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Hello viewers, welcome to Corruption Must Go, ICPC's weekly television program. I am your host, Murna Barnabas Atiai. Giving of gifts is a universal thing, and it is globally considered a noble deed. We Nigerians in particular offer gifts for so many reasons, but mostly to show love and appreciation to family members, friends, colleagues, and even people we may not be familiar with for a service rendered or in anticipation of a future service that will be rendered. It is therefore not surprising to find favor seekers give cash or material things to obtain, facilitate, or influence services or award of contracts or projects from government establishments. This is where we shall be turning our attention to on this week's edition. How our culture of showing appreciation encourages or can lead to corruption. Also on today's edition, we bring you the latest stories on anti-corruption, ethics and values, and more. First, Joy Aja is here with the latest updates on happenings around the Commission. Over to you, Joy.
Hello viewers, thank you for staying with us. I am Joy Aja with Anti-Corruption Stories. The Professional Footballers Association of Nigeria, PFAN, has sought the intervention of ICPC over the plight and maltreatment of Nigerian domestic players by their clubs. The PFAN president, Tijani Babangida, pleaded for the Commission's intervention in protecting the players' welfare and jobs at their Nigerian clubs during a courtesy visit to the ICPC chairman, Professor Bolaji Owasonye, SAN. Babangida was accompanied on the visit by a former Super Eagles player, Emmanuel Babayaro, who acted as a spokesman for the visiting team. The PFAN president decried the exploitation of Nigerian players by their clubs in the signing of agreements and payment of salaries and allowances.
We have taken our cry to the Nigerian Football Federation. Usually, or the right thing to be done, usually there's supposed to be an ethics committee that listens to cases like that. Unfortunately, the ethics committee of the Nigerian Football Federation only exists on paper to say we have an ethics committee. They've never been inaugurated, they've never sat not for one moment. And these young men and women are suffering. A lot of them are dying in a country where we're saying, where there's a lot going on now in terms of the unrest. Rather than employ more youths, rather than engage more youths, we're sending more youths out into the labor market. So what are we doing? You understand? So that was why we decided, and we sat down, we said, well, listen, if we need to get this right, we need to involve the ICPC. ICPC is more or less our last hope. This is our last bus stop. And with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, if you ask some of your staff, they will tell you I'm almost becoming a staff here myself, because I've been coming and pleading to say ICPC needs to come to our aid.
The ICPC chairman acknowledged the contributions and services rendered by the former national team players, commending their passion for the country. He advised the association to come up with a standard contract document for its members to guard against exploitation by their employers, as well as engage an attorney who specializes in sports. He assured the group that the Commission will look into the partnership requests by the association for the improvement of the game in the country. ICPC has charged a dean in the University of Calabar, Professor Francisca Ime Bassi, to court over her alleged involvement in 20.6 million naira contract fraud. Professor Bassi, who is the Dean and Director of the Pre-Degree Program of the university, was arraigned at the Cross River State High Court 6, Calabar, by the Commission for allegedly holding private interest in multiple contracts awarded by the school to 4 companies directly owned by her. The Commission, in a 10-count charge filed before Justice Elias O. Abua, noted that the alleged crime happened between 2013 and 2017 in violation of Section 12 of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000. The charge sheet revealed that Professor Bassi at different times benefited from a series of contracts totaling 20,600,000 naira awarded to Backup Ventures, Rivet Investment Nigeria Limited, Jobas Enterprises, and Arumo Nigeria Limited. The accused entered a not guilty plea when the charge was read to her, as her counsel, Barrister Joseph Oluku, filed a bail application praying the court to admit her to bail on self-recognizance. The bail was opposed by counsel to ICPC Kyoba Kyo Anabraba, who prayed the court to grant her bail on terms that would make her attend her trial. The presiding judge granted her bail in the sum of 5 million naira, with one surety in like sum, insisting that the surety must have landed property within the jurisdiction of the court. The matter was then adjourned for trial. That will be all on this segment. Corruption Must Go continues with Murna. Stay with us.
If you're just tuning in, this is Corruption Must Go. According to the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, culture simply stands for the beliefs and attitudes about something that people in a particular group or organization share. It also means the customs and beliefs, art or way of life, and social organization of a particular country or group. Can gift giving, which is part of our culture of showing appreciation, encourage corruption? ICPC spokesperson Mrs. Azuka Ogugwa will throw more light on this.
Gift giving is part of our culture. We give gifts at special occasions, weddings, birthdays, naming ceremonies, birth of babies, and other religious occasions like Christmas, Salah, and so on and so forth. So it's part of a culture. It's normal to give gifts. It's an expression of love, it's an expression of companionship, of having a relationship with someone. But within the ambit of an office, especially a public office, gift giving must be streamlined. You cannot just give gifts and receive gifts without being cautious, without being guided. The Code of Conduct Act says that gifts should not be received except normally as permitted by these occasions, reasonable gifts. But within the public service, this needs to be defined, because gifts can become gratification. People can, in the name of giving you a gift for a wedding or for a birthday, give you something that is of a value that you are not expecting, that is much more than just a gift. You know that this person is going to expect someone. So there should be laws and guidelines, SOPs and policies within the public service to guide officers so that they know they don't accept gifts without being guided. There are different ways they can do it. There should be gift policies, for instance, which should guide officers to know when to accept a gift, when not to accept a gift. There are gifts that are recognized officially, such as honorarium for presenting a paper or for doing an official assignment. In whatever whether it's recognized or not, you are supposed to declare it when you get back to the office. I was given an honorarium, or I was given a gift for this assignment. The gift policy should also define from whom you receive a gift. Can you receive the gift from contractors that you are dealing with? Of course not, because that way they can compromise your integrity, your objectivity. And if you are dealing with people, or there is a potential possibility that you deal with somebody in the future, if they give you a gift, it might be a way of sweetening you up or softening you for the future. So that is what is called the sweetening process. You are giving a gift in anticipation of your help in the future, maybe with procurement or recruitment or any other assignment that you are doing. That is also not correct. So ICPC recently launched the National Ethics and Integrity Policy, and one of the core values is the value of professionalism. And the value of professionalism says that officers, public officers, should not solicit gifts from the public in the exercise of their duties. They should not solicit it, and they should not also receive it in the exercise of their practice or in their service. You should not accept transfers of economic benefit other than the customary hospitality or any other benefits of a nominal value as permitted in the Code of Conduct Bureau for public officers that I mentioned earlier, the public service rules, and the codes of professional ethics. So this is one of the things, there are some exceptions when your friend is giving you a gift to a family member. So you don't try to think, oh, your friend is giving you a gift and you should reject it. But also when someone is giving you a gift and that person will eventually have professional or business dealings with you, you have to be cautious. And then you should also look at the size of the gift, the weight of the gift. If somebody is giving you a gift that is something you can normally accommodate, you can normally purchase by yourself, you think this person cannot possibly influence you by this gift. But when somebody is giving you a gift that is what your whole salary or even many times your salary, you should be cautious. You should actually declare it to your authorities. And recently, the National Ethics and Integrity Policy has a core value called professionalism. And the core value of professionalism states that we should not solicit for gifts and gratification in the exercise of our duties, that we should not accept transfers of economic benefits other than customary hospitality as permitted by the Code of Conduct for Public Officers, public service rules, and professional codes. So we need to be very much guided when receiving gifts.
From a legal point of view, is it wrong to give a gift to a public officer in the course of his duty? And is it wrong for that officer to receive that gift? A lawyer from our prosecution department is standing by to further educate us on the position of the ICPC law on this, after which we bring you some Nigerians' views on the topic.
The Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000 specifically mention categories of persons and institutions they work in that may collect gift and will fall into this particular law. Now they talk about corporation or other organizations or institution. It could be a private organization. Gift is gift. But the purpose of collecting that gift is what this law is talking about, this ICPC Act is talking about. You can even call a private contractor to come and work on your own private compound. And then the person that the private company sends to come and do the work may collect something from you without disclosing it to his employer, because he came there on account of that company, and on account of that work the company asked him to come and do. You gave him a gift. So it was not as if he did excellently in his job that you gave him the gift. So he must, in as much as he knew you on account of that job you asked the company to come and do, he must, as the law requires, declare that gift. If he fails, and if it is found that a gift was given to him while he was doing that private construction in that private person's house, he will be prosecuted. So my advice to public servants and Nigerians in general, that when you are receiving gifts from people, be careful when you are receiving it, because it may turn out to be a gift that will land you in jail. Section 8 of the ICPC Act is very clear: 7 years without an option of fine. If a man collects just ordinary gift, it could be even biscuit, somebody can set you up. It has happened even in the ICPC. A staff who was investigating somebody was lured into a park, and the people just brought 1 crate of mineral and dropped in his vehicle, and they said it is a gift that on account of his investigation, and it landed him into trouble. So it could be just a mere biscuit or even sweet. The law does not say sweet, hey, it's too small now, is it not sweet? You can just lick it and go. But you may end up licking yourself into 7 years imprisonment. Now, if you collect a gift in the course of your work, you can declare it to your organization that I went for so assignment on account of my office, and I was given AYZ gift, and then this is the gift. In that wise, it is not an offense because he declared it. And when you are declaring it to your agency, they must record it down that this person went to AYZ office to go and work on account of his office, and he was given ABCD a gift, and he brought it back. At times the gift may be a trap by the giver. So if you come to your office and you disclose it, surrender it, then if the person turns around to say, I gave so thing to so person and he didn't do AYZ for me, and he reports, the commission will not look at it, or what the organization involved will look at it that no, you just report this man to just blackmailing. The gift you gave to him, he brought it and he recorded it, and he didn't take it home for whatever reason. And the law is very clear, particularly Section 8 of the ICPC Act. I will just, for the sake of the public to understand properly about the law, I will go over it. Section 8 sub 1, paragraph A, B, and subparagraph 1 and 2. Section 8 sub 1 A reads, any person who corruptly asks for, receives, or obtains any property or benefit of any kind for himself or any other person, B, agrees to or attempts to receive or obtain any property or benefit of any kind for himself or for any other person on account of anything already done or omitted to be done, or for any favor or disfavor already shown to any person by himself in the discharge of his official duties or in relation to any matter connected with the functions, affairs, or business of a government department or corporate body or other organizations or institution in which he is serving as an official. Now, this act does not really say that giving of gift is only will only be an offense to public servants alone.
For me as a private person, I see nothing wrong in it, but ethically, it is not right. One, I say it's right because if I'm working anywhere else and I'm being appreciated in form of a gift, I can receive it. But the motive behind the gift is what makes it a problem. If I were able to decipher what the motive behind the gift is, I would not be able to say, okay, I don't want to receive it, or I will. The motive behind it would determine to me whether I should accept it or not. But for me, generally, I will receive gifts. Then secondly, from what class? If it's coming from my boss, I will receive the gift. If it's from a junior staff, I will view it properly first, because as soon as I accept it, whatever thing I feel about the person will certainly be determined by what the person has given to me. So for me, it's yes and it's a no. Yes, in the fact that I have to receive gift that is freely given, but no, the motive behind it determines the effect.
Yes, I'm a private sector person and I'm not a civil servant, but I want to say it is not good for you to receive gift while you are doing your work. But at the same time, let us not have a blanket definition of what a gift is. It has to do with the intention of the giver and the intention of the receiver. That's what makes it wrong or right. If I'm giving you a calendar to remind you of my company, and anytime you want to fix a road, you know, oh, this calendar is from this company. I mean, it's a gift. So we have tangible and intangible gifts. So for me, I want to say that if you want to give someone a contract to print something, and the person comes and give you like, oh, guy, I have this phone for you. You have not given him the job. That's corruption. That's corruption. You are going to, if the person brings the calendar and it's wrong, a lot of errors, colors are not coming out well, because he has already given you a gift of iPhone 6, iPhone 12 Plus. You can't say no to the job. So it has influenced your decision, your action and inaction. But in a situation where the person has delivered his job and you help him to get his money, you make sure that you even correct the work, that no, I don't like it that way, go and make it this way. The person can come back and say, oh God, thank you. I wouldn't even know that this is the right way to do it. I really appreciate it because you are making me look like a professional now. Collecting that thing from that person is not influencing you in any way. It's coming there to appreciate what you have done for him. So for me, a public servant, if you are doing your work creditably, you must earn your respect, you must earn an appreciation in form of a gift. So appreciation is different, and corruption and influencing you in the course of doing your work is also different.
The question, though, it's a very, very critical question for one to answer when it has to do with the word gift. You know, gift can be disguised. And in my line of work, I deal with people. Let's say, for instance, I have a contractor who come in to work for me after giving him the standard of what I wanted to provide to me. And he gave me a proposal. And at that proposal, I'll discover that it's something hidden where he will tell me, let me have this contract and I can give you this. And ordinarily, you see that if you are to collect that, the standard which you want will fall. Then that gift is questionable. But if at the end of the job and then the standard required is provided, and then everybody is happy, and then you call me to maybe a gathering, to a party, to celebrate me and then appreciate each other for a better relationship, I don't think there is anything wrong in that kind of gift. But when the gift is to undermine the standard, then it's questionable. But when, like government entities who, for contracts, they know how to go through the back doors, that is an issue. So, like I said, the word gift is a good thing. And I don't see reason why I would see a gift that come in a very legit way that I won't take.
learn to draw the line between when we are acting in line with our culture and when we are giving gifts to influence official decisions and secure favors for ourselves. We must stand for what is right at all times, knowing that there are sanctions for ethical breaches and punishment for violations of the laws against corruption. That's our package on this week's edition. Remember, you can make enquiries and suggestions via our toll-free numbers as shown on the screen. You can also watch the program on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/ICPC Nigeria. Thank you for staying with us and keep a date with us same time next week, 3:30 p.m. Bye for now.